Hello and a big warm welcome to you and welcome to the Living Aware Parenting podcast. My name is Marion Rose, PhD, and I'm a Level 2 Aware Parenting Instructor and the Regional Coordinator for Australia, New Zealand and Indonesia. And today this is still part of the wonderful 80th birthday Aletha Solter celebrations. And I'm so delighted to have Linde Lambrechts on with me today. Thank you, darling. Thank you for coming.
You are so welcome. Thank you for the invitation.
My pleasure. And as I shared, if anyone's watched or listened to the previous episodes in this, I'm out in my very wild, untended front garden with cars coming past. So if there's a bit of car noise, I'll be muting myself whenever possible. So, Linda, thank you for letting me know which questions that you wanted to answer, and if there's time as well, we can go through those, and if there's any extra time for anything else that you want to say. But yeah, I'm so delighted to be celebrating Aletha's yesterday birthday here with you today. We've got cake and balloons and party hats.
It's amazing.
So yummy. Okay. So the first question you had was, what would you like to say, Aletha, about the difference that aware parenting has made to your life?
Well, it's quite difficult to explain the difference because it is huge. For people who don't know me, I'm a psychologist, psychotherapist, and aware parenting mentor. And well, before knowing about aware parenting, I was just doing my sessions with my clients. And I was not really enjoying my work anymore. It really felt like, I always say this, like mopping the floor with the faucet on. I was just helping people. When will this ever stop? It's getting worse. Oh my God, the world's going to shit. That kind of sense, and we need more people to help this because we cannot carry this. And that was my sense of my work and my life. And then I became a mom. How am I supposed to do this? And work and be there for my kids. I'm completely exhausted at the end of the day. I have nothing left to give. I was not enjoying my life. I was not enjoying my work. I was not enjoying my relationship. I was not really enjoying anything anymore. And then, becoming a mom and having my second child, he cried a lot. My first child cried a lot. And I said, no more crybabies. I need to find something And then a friend of mine, she told me about Aletha's book, Tears and Tantrums. And I started reading and it felt like coming home, oh my God, this is revolutionary. And of course, completely logical and natural and of course. And I kept reading and every single time I felt yeah, but of course. But why didn't I think of that? It was so, I don't know, something I already knew, but I was just remembering that I knew this. So the difference that it has made, it has completely transformed my life, my work, my parenting, myself, me. It's forever changed. And the difference, well, there's just nothing the same anymore. That's the difference. Everything has changed. I'm looking different at myself and my partner and my children. Every time I'm just seeing okay, what's behind this? What's behind this? What's behind this? What's behind the behavior? I absolutely love that concept. Really understanding that we are born loving and kind, and that behavior is communication, and the children need our help, and all of those things that is my guiding light in this life. So it has transformed me and my work. And I know one of the questions is about that, so I'll go deeper into that afterwards. But nothing was the same after reading Tears and Tantrums. And then it took me a while to read the rest of the books, but oh my God, nothing is the same anymore.
my experience, I asked these questions of myself and recorded an episode, and I found, similar to you, say how to put in words the level of change, the level of influence, the level of gratitude when something's had such a big effect on everything. So I really understand, and yeah, I'm sending you so much love. And my apologies, I was excited to come in. I didn't say, would you be willing to introduce yourself? So thank you for doing that. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to find the next question. So your next one is E6. So, are you willing to share a moment when you realised that aware parenting was deeply affecting not just your parenting but your perception of human beings? It's such a lovely segue, isn't it, to the first question?
Yeah. Well, I remember sitting here in my, I don't like to say practice, but like my little room where I do my life's work. And when I've been reading Aletha's books, like I started with Tears and Tantrums, and then Cooperative and Connected, and then Attachment Play, and then I think Beware Baby, and then all the others that came up. And I was just sitting here, and like one of my clients was telling something, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, but I can see that this is from the past. Oh, I can see that this was an unmet need. Oh, I can see where she learned this. And like all of a sudden, like I could see, oh, of course, that you are a child as well. And like that, there something shifted, like a lens through which I was looking at as a psychologist, as a clinical psychologist, psychotherapist. I was looking through this pathology lens, like what's going on, what's wrong with you. And all of a sudden I saw like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. There's just something that happened to you, something that you are missing, something that you are needing. There's nothing wrong with you. And that shift was massive. That was huge. And it all became so clear, and it all started to make sense. Instead of needing to fix people, I could just be present, and I could give them these experiences of what they had missed. And yeah, like just listening to the crying and listening to the raging, all of a sudden I didn't feel as hopeless or helpless in my session or powerless. I think that is like, well, what happened? Like all of a sudden I could see the power in just sitting there and giving my undivided loving attention, and yeah, just listening to all of the feelings, and yeah, something clicked, and I could see that in my clients as well, and I could give them back, like, of course. And that was also so important, because so many people that come here are saying like, oh, I've been difficult since puberty, or I've been like, oh, my parents, oh my God, they had their hands full with me. And I could say like, but no, you were the child, and this is normal and natural. And yes, it was difficult for them, and I like, and you were never too much, and like it was never you, and there's nothing wrong with you. That was such a pivotal thing, where all of a sudden I could see the things that I've read for my children happening like in front of me, and I could sense like, oh, yes, please, more, please. I want more of this. I want to do this for my life's work. I want to be working with parents. I want to, like, because I said about the mopping with the faucet on, like, it felt like I was just not getting anywhere. And all of a sudden I saw like, oh, that's how I can break the cycle. Supporting parents in our parenting, their children, the next generation, healing themselves, like prevention with the kids. Healing here, prevention there. Like that's, oh yeah. And like, boop, light bulb.
Yes. Oh, yes. And I really acknowledge this. This is after many, many, many years of training, multiple trainings, many years of training in psychology and psychotherapy. You know, so much understanding about so many different maps and models of human beings. And, you know, I really resonate, as you know, from having that similar shared experience. And this this lens that aware parenting has. I loved how you said that, from that lens of pathology to the lens of compassion and trust. It changes everything, doesn't it? So I just love hearing that. Thank you for sharing that. Everything's happening here. Neighbours, drills, and doors shutting. Doors, yeah, the door opening and shutting. Yes, yes, yes. Shutting on that world of pathology into this world of compassionate understanding of why people are the way they are. So beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. So the next question is, how has sharing aware parenting changed your understanding of the true causes of behaviour, your own or a child's? Such your thing, isn't it? One of your, I mean, you already just shared it, and that's so much of your offerings. Well, one of your offerings is really about looking behind the behaviour. It's such a phrase of yours, isn't it? So I'd love to hear more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think it just really, as we were just saying, like with my clients, that changing of looking, a different lens. I think that's where it starts, like just that lens of, oh, what's really going on, like seeing all behaviors, communication, knowing that there's nothing wrong with us, that we are all born good and loving, and when we are not in that state, that there is something in the way. Just that behind the behavior piece, the three things, like what are we needing, what are we thinking, what are we feeling, like, and what that has changed everything for me. And I kind of lost the question.
Would you like me to read it to you again?
Yes.
With the dulcet tones of the neighbours drilling in the background, B8. How has sharing aware parenting changed your understanding of the true causes of behaviour, your own or a child's?
Yeah, I think it is similar to what we shared before. Like before, I used to think like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Oh my God, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Like in my previous education, I was taught very different things. I was taught like that humans are like this, when we come into the world, that need to be tamed. All those instincts and impulses, that we need to control those or learn to control those and all those things. And with learning about aware parenting and sharing about it, became so much clear that so much of what we think we know is, for me, not true. And that those three reasons behind the behavior, and like, I love the simplicity and the complexity. It is simple and complex at the same time. Like there is so much there, really seeing like, okay, I'm just remembering like a situation. We often say in aware parenting that like there are three reasons behind the behavior, and every behavior, like it can be a need for information, an immediate need, or pent up feelings. And like what we often say is like, we always think they need more information, but sometimes, like most of the time, it's not. And I was just remembering a situation where it was about information. Like when my kids were playing in the bathroom, and they like sliding over the tile floors. And there was this time about a year ago that I was cooking, so like, kids, time to get out of bed, I'm gonna start dinner. And they, like without my knowing, they hosed the floor, and they started like little penguins sliding all over the floors, and they had such a blast until I came up, like kind of panicked. Kids, not sure what you're doing, but there's water dripping down the ceiling, like the socket of the light, like water was dripping down. And like in the moment, I could have exploded, I could have done all of the things, but like I went back to that framework. Okay, what's happening here? What are thinking, what are needing, what, like they did not know that the water would like get through a little hole in the floor, into the ceiling, through the electrical socket, like into the living room. Like they did not know. So just having that framework really helped me, like, okay, this is about me. This is not about them. This is mine. And that helped me to show up like, okay, kids, okay, like, oh yeah, okay, I need them to cooperate. Okay, what were first things? Okay, so I need connection, I need information, I need choice. Make it fun, make it fun. Okay, well, kids, like I could, I had these things that I could use in the moment to not completely freak out and to not panic and all the things, which I was doing a little on the inside because, well, there was water dripping from my ceiling. But I could really see like, oh yeah, they really needed some more information here. And I've not really encountered many of the situations where they actually really need information and I have a big reaction. So that just kind of came into my mind. And like we just cleaned everything up, and it was scary in the middle of the story, but like afterwards, nothing happened. Like everything was still working and all of the things, but yeah, my partner was freaking out and all the things, but like it helped for me to know like what was really behind their behavior, that they are not bad kids and that there's nothing wrong with them and that they're not, air quotes, stupid or like being misbehaving. They were kids having fun. They didn't know. Like that really helped me to stay connected with myself and to show up the way that I wanted to show up. And just those three things always going back in my head. I kind of made this little PDF as well as a download for my followers and my community, because I know how difficult it is in the moment to like, okay, what were things like to really have that there with a little picture, the little reminder, and then like the 3 steps, like what can we do in those moments to really navigate, because like those are the most challenging moments, and also like checking in with myself. Like so many of the things that I learned in aware parenting, I used to reparent myself as well. To really see like, what am I thinking? What am I needing? Like, what am I feeling? And to really see like, oh yeah, painful things from the past, check. What am I needing? I need this to be fixed. What am I thinking? Help. Okay, what else? Like to really be aware of what's going on for me, and living that way, sharing that with parents, it has made like the biggest difference in my life.
I love that story. I mean, I'm sending you love at the time, but to have that map is so life-changing, isn't it? I love that practical, tangible example of how it makes a difference in all the moments, but particularly the moments that are really hard and that really matter. And
absolutely
transferable to us. So helpful. Right, your next question you chose. What do you notice in your children or the children you work with that reflects the transformative power of aware parenting?
Well, in my kids, like what I'm noticing is that like there are so many different things, but just like to use the umbrella, I do feel like they're uniquely themselves. Like especially at home, not necessarily when they're not at home, but at home they're like really their selves, and they will not be rushed. Like that is a big thing. They will not be rushed. My oldest son, I think, is very beautiful, teaching me to really slow down and to chill out. Like I cannot imagine myself as a kid like just hanging in the sofa, just completely doing absolutely nothing. So that is something that I really, I'm grateful to aware parenting for, like to really see that is. I think if I didn't have aware parenting, I would respond differently, and he would not be so deeply connected to his needs, and his needs for like just resting and not doing anything in this protective world. And my youngest, he has been really teaching me about not forcing myself. So from the age of, I think, 4, he really made it very clear when he wants something and he does not want to do something. Like really just saying, no, I don't want to. I don't like it. I'm not going to. So really like that, seeing how, yeah, they are themselves and they bring this, yeah, these teachings. I think that's just so beautiful to really see, like, yeah, that they are not trying to be anyone else and themselves. And like the other segue or the other thing that I thought was like what I'm noticing how aware parenting has transformed them or our lives is like really seeing the waves. Sometimes they come from school and they're fine and we're like easily connected and all the things, and other times I can really sense that there's something there for them. And then I know like, oh, this is where we are at. Like I know there's something there, there's something that needs to get at, and they're really making it very clear for me to see like, oh, okay. And then when we do all of the things that we can with all the tools that I have with parenting and just the presence and attachment delay and loving limits and all of the things and the listening, and you can sense like, oh yeah, here you are. I've missed you. Like you really always come back and to know like, oh, here we are again. Okay. And like, to really have those ebbs and flows and to really see in them when they are really deeply connected and when they are not, and to not judge myself and them when that's happening. And yeah, that has really transformed us and really transformed them. So that's been really powerful.
So powerful. It's one of them really the major overarching things I see for all parents practicing aware parenting that they've said to me is that deep self-connection. Thank you, Evelyn. So, next question. Number 2, are you willing to share one story of your own or of a parent you've worked with which has shown the transformative power of aware parenting?
Oh yeah, I can think of one. Yeah, the questions were quite similar.
Yes.
So I'm just thinking, what have I already shared and what haven't I? So I have shared this on another podcast before, but it's so powerful that I want to share it here again. It was approximately a year ago when I just need to like set a little bit of the context. Well, at that time, I've been home with my youngest, who's been ill, and my eldest, well, he just went to school, but of course, I didn't feel fair to him. And yeah, my youngest had been ill, and I've been like really taking care of him, and had been vomiting and all the things, and I've been cleaning up all the things, which is important in the story. And one afternoon, my eldest came inside from the garden, and I saw that he had some poo on his shoe from the dog, probably something in the garden that he stepped in. And I immediately felt like, I'm not cleaning this up. So like I said to him, like, oh, sweetie, there's a bit of poo on the mat here. Like, will you help me clean it up? It came from your shoe. And all of a sudden I said, like, no. Okay, sweetie, but like, let's do this together. Like, you don't have to do all of the yucky stuff, but just get your shoes and get them outside and grab. I was explaining what I was expecting of him. You clean up all of your brother's vomit and all of the things and blah. And I could really see like, oh, it's not about the here and the now. And like, I'm not really sure what happened after that, but he became, in aware parenting, we use like the aggression piece, like he went into the hitting and kicking, and I could like, thankfully, I could see what was happening. And at that time, I think I just read your book as well, like All of Your Feelings Are Welcome. So I had those stories really very freshly in my mind, and I could see like, oh yeah, you have like your little, yeah, the little sharp edges out, like the little hedgehog. Oh yeah, I can see. Oh, okay, so I went to him and I said to him like, sweetie, I see that you're having a difficult time, and I'm here and I'm listening, and I'm not willing for you to hate or to kick, and I'm here. And of course, that's not offering a loving limit. Like that's just saying words. um. So then, yeah, he really became very angry, and he started to rage, and he started like lash out. And I did everything that I could to keep myself safe. Like I was a bit shocked, like, whoo, it escalated quickly. Where did this come from? And like at the same time, I was inside my mind again, like seeing like, oh, okay, he's not trying to hurt you. He is in pain and he needs my help, and I can do this. And like mantras, really repeating like the basic aspect, the basic principles of aware parenting. Children are kind and they are loving. Like really remembering myself, because it was so easy in that moment to say like, what is wrong with me, and to use my bigger force and to like push him down and just say like, stop it right now, what's the matter with you? Like to really keep anchoring those things in on the inside, and like really like even visualize like keeping my heart open, because like he was kicking and he was biting and all of the things. And he actually really did hit me, and he got me. And that was like, oh, okay, that was a turning point. And I can like even a year after, I'm getting emotional sharing about this. I really remember like, oh my God, that hurt. That really hurt. And I really needed like, I'm safe. I'm safe. Be safe. I can do this. And to really make a decision in that moment. Do I use my power, my bigger force? Or do I stay open and present, and I just breathe it like, okay, you can do this. You will both feel so much lighter on the other side. And just really like by that time, we were on the floor, because he was 8 by then. So he was quite strong already. And I was really trying to keep myself safe and keep his brother safe, and to be present and to listen to his feelings, because there was clearly a lot of their accumulated sitting in there. And I actually did try some attachment play before, but that was clearly not working. So that just didn't work. And then I just really like, oh, okay, breathe. And while I was doing that, and I was trying to keep myself safe, and like in that moment, I believe that he felt like my presence and my love. And he just, after all of the raging and all of the aggression that came out, he started sobbing. So sorry, Mama, I didn't mean to hurt you. And like, and it's just so difficult, and I'm having difficult. Everything came out. He started crying. And I started crying. We were like sobbing on the floor, and he like crawled into my lap like this little puppy, and just really cuddled into me, and he cried and he cried, and he really is like wailing. And I could see his body visibly relax, and for myself as well, like, oh my God, I did it. That was the loving limit. And we went from aggression to the rage to the crying. Like, this is textbook. And like, it's just to say, like, I was already, so he was 8, so I was already an aware parenting mentor for 5 years before his experience. Like, offering a loving limit, that's really next level aware parenting. But it really felt like, oh my God. And like the way his body was, the eye contact he made, the lightness in his body, in his eyes, like immediately afterwards, in the day after, like days. That was so powerful. Really seeing like, okay, I could see that there were painful feelings behind what was happening. Really anchor in that there's nothing wrong with him and that he needs my love and my attention, and that he really needed that loving limit to say no to the behavior, yes to the feelings, for him to get to that healing state, get to the crying, get to the raging, to get it all out, to really address the core cause of what was happening for him. Yeah, that felt so powerful, so magical, and so challenging, because like it's less than last year when I shared it, like all of those little voices, what will people say? I'm a bad mom and my kid is hitting me, and all the things, like to really, 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 really remember, like it's not our child's behavior or our child's feelings that like make us good or bad parents. Like it's how we respond to them that matters. Like how they behave and what they are feeling, it does not say anything about our capacity or skills as a parent. It just says everything about what they're thinking, what they're needing, what they're feeling, and to not make that mean anything. Like really anchoring that in again for myself, because yeah, it's really easy to look through another lens.
I love that you shared that story again. As you know, as I've shared with you before, when you shared it on the other podcasts, it's one of those episodes that I will always remember. I felt deeply, deeply touched hearing you share it, and I feel deeply touched again. And I think as instructors, I really value us also sharing our own journeys. That some of these practices, and you know, I've shared with you and shared many times that loving limits. It really took me years to really be able to embody loving limits as well. Like these, and of course, these practices are. Again, you were talking about this, the simplicity and yet the deep nuance of these things, and particularly because we haven't experienced it and we live in a culture where we don't see it. Of course it takes time to really be able to embody some of these elements, particularly, yeah, and some are easier, some just not. Some take time. So thank you for bringing that in again. I love that story. Thank you for sharing. Okay, what's the next one? So in your work with parents, what part of aware parenting do you see creates the biggest sense of relief, hope, change or possibility?
For me, it's just the basic principles of aware parenting. Just really sharing like those things, like as I mentioned many times before, but it's just such the core thing that makes parents go like, oh, I can breathe again. I do not need to know everything. I do not need to carry everything. Okay, my children, they're loving and kind. Okay, whew. Okay, I just need to support them into returning back to that. Okay, I can do that. Okay, and then what's next? Oh, they know what they need for their development, like emotionally and cognitively and physically. Okay, so I just need to follow them and learn to see and to observe. Okay, I can do that. I don't need to like figure it out all out, and I don't need to. Okay. Oh my God, they also have healing capabilities. I don't need to teach them. Oh my God, whew. I can just follow them. Okay, and the crying and the raging. Whew. Okay, so I kind of need to relearn that again, because that's a challenging one. But okay, so they got this. Okay. Maybe they can reteach me. Okay. So like really going through all of this basic core principles of aware parenting that just give like this breathing room and this hope, like, oh my God. And the biggest one of all, like, there is always healing. I did not spoil my kids. I did not ruin them. I did not wreck them. Oh my God. Like, oh, okay, there's always healing for them. I'm not lost. Oh my God, I'm not lost. I'm not hopeless. Oh my God. Whew. Like, oh, time and time again, like really hearing those basic principles. And like, even I think it's 9 and 10 in the basic principles, like really also nurturing ourselves and like really making time for ourselves and to really reflect and all those things like, oh, I'm married too. I don't need to choose between them and myself. Oh, that's fun. Like just even that little piece, just having a parenting paradigm that says like your child, of course that matters, but you matter too, and you do not need to choose. We can both win. Woohoo! Choosing that one, please. Like it's just so new. You have or like the parents' needs matter, and you go into like very strict parenting or quite permissive, where it's all about the kids. Like none of them are really enjoyable. And then you have like aware parenting, which is beautiful and in the middle. Yeah, and I just really love like also sharing with people. Like often we think we need to teach children so many things, and of course there sometimes we need to teach them things, but like you can breathe. Like, it's not teaching them, but it's so much about modeling, checking with yourself, like what's happening for you. Just model. You don't need to know all of the theory and all the things. Just yeah, there's so much that they learn from you, and just those. Yeah, for me, it's the basics and the core principles of aware parenting that often, yeah, give the parents the most hope.
Linda, I love how you go through and express that. Thank you. Yum, 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 yum. Okie dokie. Next, so D2. So this is about you and aware parenting now. What does it mean to you personally to be part of the lineage of aware parenting? Just love this question. I love that you've chosen it. And by the way, we've got a bit less than 10 minutes, so we've got a few more questions. So if you want to,
I'm gonna keep it short.
Just to let you know.
Yeah. Well, what does it mean? It means everything. I don't know if people who are listening notice this, but like this is my life's work. I cannot go back. I keep telling people like it's kind of like the Matrix. Do you choose the red pill or the blue pill? Like once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Now I know this. Like it doesn't even feel like a choice. It is what I'm here to do. Like really share aware parenting with the world, to I don't know, change the paradigm, to make this world a more beautiful place. I really believe that aware parenting has a capacity to change the world. And yeah, it is such an honor to be part of this lineage. And especially here in Belgium, it is quite new. There are not many of us here. So it feels exciting, and yeah, it just, yeah, I just feel so grateful to have this lens and these practices and these tools, and yeah, it just means everything. Just yeah, it is my life's work, and it gives my life direction and meaning, and it is everything.
I love hearing that. Yum, yum, yum. And I love that as well. Like, yep, it's once you've gone down that path, like, would you like another option? Try to go back to X, Y, Z? No, thank you. It's not even tempting, is it?
Not at all.
What was the next one? D2E2. Your vision of the future. So when you imagine future generations benefiting from this approach, what gives you a sense of hope or excitement?
Like the first thing that comes to mind is my eldest. He often says like, when I'm a dad. And I love hearing like what he will, yeah, how he's expressing this now. I'm not sure what will happen, but like it makes me excited to see like what we've modeled, what they've taken away with them, to really see like, oh, I will be present and I will be playful, and when I have a kid, like this is what I want to be doing. And like the most normal thing for him, like just have those little moments, like when going to bed, that he says like, and I will my kids to bed and I will stay with them as long as they need, and I will have these little talks like just like you do, and we will play and we will hug, and like the way that he expresses like what he's looking forward, like even that, just like looking forward to becoming a dad one day, that really makes me feel so excited to really see like, oh yeah, it's really interesting the way he's also like communicating, the way he's speaking, to really see all those lovely little things that they pick up. And just when I see for the next generations, like imagine if it's the most normal thing to be curious, like, oh, what's really going on for you, instead of judging. Imagine it's the most normal thing for a child to cry and the adult to say like, I'm here, I'm listening. Yeah, that hurt, right? I'm here. You can cry as long as you need. Like just envisioning that future where all of those beautiful children have learned that that they are safe and that they can be themselves. Like, yeah, really so excited.
Safety, being deeply connected with yourselves and being safe. Yeah. Okay, so the penultimate one, F1, which is, what's one thing you wish every parent knew about children based on what you've learned about their parenting?
Only one. One thing. And I think like this is for me the most important thing to really know, like all behavior is communication. Like that's it. That's it. All behavior is communication. To really, really deeply know that our children are born loving and kind. When they are not showing this, there's something in the way and they need our help. And they're so young, they're so vulnerable. It is up to us to keep them safe as much as we can, to protect them from stress. I think maybe that's even more important in this world that we are living in, where so often people say like, children, they need to learn how to cope with stress from a young age. We need to protect them from the stresses of the outside world. We need to support them in healing from that stress, yes, but like we do not need to let them experience all the stresses. That is not how they will learn.
Just throw them in the deep end. There's already enough water out there in the world without throwing them in the deep end.
Yeah, I think that one really, that's a personal one. Yes. Yeah, I think that is the most important thing. They are very what's the word in English? Like they are very like a spring. They spring back. They are resilient. They are very resilient. They have this capacity to heal, and they are vulnerable. We do not need to let them be exposed to all the stresses at an early age. That is not helpful. Just no. Just no.
Yes. So, what would you like to say to Aletha as we finish this conversation?
What would I like to say to Aletha? I think I just want to start with thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's this work, it is amazing. It is life-changing. It is transformative. I cannot imagine coming up with this, I don't know, so many years ago in the 80s when behavior therapy was very all the rage, like sharing about this. Just so incredibly grateful for sharing, for letting us share this in the world. It has helped me. It has helped my family. I've helped so many parents. I'm excited to see the ripple effects. Yeah, I think just thank you does not cut it, like it does not, but it is just this deep gratefulness for being a trailblazer. Thank you.
The same sense of like how does one articulate that much gratitude for that much received? And Nick was just on as well saying something similar. I imagine that will be everyone who comes on will probably say something similar. So.
Yeah.
Thank you, lovely. Thank you. So enjoyed hearing this. Thank you for coming on. I love that you've been part of this birthday celebrations. And as you finish, I wonder if you'd share about how people can come and find out about you and your work. I'll also include it in the show notes, but would you be willing to share?
Yeah. So I'm mostly active on my Instagram account, which is Loving Limits. No surprise there. Yeah, I do share mostly in Dutch, but I'm transitioning a bit in sharing in English because I really enjoy the nuance that I can bring in English in aware parenting and in my work. And I love working one-on-one with parents. That's what I'm offering at the moment, just my More Than Mama program. I don't like to call it my More Than Mama mentoring. And really supporting parents to come home to themselves so that they can create the most incredible, beautiful, safe space for their children so that they never need to leave, abandon themselves. And that is the core of my work. Lead the kids, to support the parents, to break the cycle, for everyone to come home to their authentic self. And that is what I'm doing at the moment.
So beautiful, Linde. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all that you contribute. Thank you for all the ways that we've connected with aware parenting, and thank you for celebrating Aletha, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure. And to the lovely listeners or watchers, thank you so much. And if you would like to share any of the ways that aware parenting's influenced you, I would love to hear. Please invite you to write and share. And there's someone else coming in. Actually, they're here in the waiting room, so I will be coming in to talk in the next episode. And so much love to you, Linde. Look forward to connecting with you in other spaces and places. Lots of love.